This is a story about community builders whose passion, creativity, spirit, and innovation have led them to not only a place, but to a sense of place. A community whose guiding principles of stewardship, diversity, vitality, and collaboration are woven into its fabric. And the catalyst for the project, Port Blakely Companies, creating something distinctively special. Welcome to Issaquah Highlands.
There is nothing like this place. And yet I would look and say, wow, people should come here and see how people can live, how families can grow, how you can have multi-income, multicultural housing made available, where you can address a variety of human needs, but how you can do it with near perfection.
And they, I think, fairly well conveyed the message that Port Blakely had in their vision behind the community, which was for an area that was sensitive to the environment, an urban village that allowed people to ideally work and shop and live in the same community.
My favorite thing is being able to just walk the neighborhoods and feel safe and comfortable and know people and just go to the park and say, hey, how is it going? Hey, just knowing people, just feeling part of it.
We love Issaquah Highlands residents because they are so involved. I think just because of the master design of the community, it was built so that people are not so isolated.
I like the idea, most of everything, to be able to walk to places. I walk to the park and ride, or I hop on a bus to downtown. I mean, I plan, my car doesn't see me a lot.
Close to downtown Issaquah, with spectacular views of Seattle and Bellevue, the land was acquired by Port Blakely in 1989. The community includes more than 2,000 acres, and more than 1,500 acres are dedicated as permanent open space for the benefit of generations to follow. Before the first shovel went into the ground in 1996, the pioneering efforts of community building between key partners like King County and the city of Issaquah were established.
Our approach wasn't to come in and sell it to somebody. It was to say, here are our thoughts, and then what do you think? And then we listened and actually would find common ground. When you do that, it's pretty powerful.
And then we worked with each other, and through working with one another, and through a willingness to discuss and to disagree at times and to try to find resolution, we found that we could trust one another.
And we learned that having the social license to proceed was more important than the permit, and that you couldn't get the social license to proceed without the community supporting what you were doing.
The ability to find common ground and forge partnerships was made possible because Port Blakely had and was able to share a vision for the community, a vision that looked at how to live better, taking care of resident needs while being responsible to the environment and future generations.
Well, I think Issaquah Highlands is the epitome of responsible development because it took into account community values like preserving open space, reducing sprawl, increasing densities, and it converted those aspirations into the reality that we see here today.
Port Blakely did an exquisite job developing the infrastructure, the parks, the trail system, the roads, and then they brought in the builders and told the builders you need to sell what the vision of this community is going to be. And we want a community that is sustainable. We want people that are involved. We want people that care. We want future generations to appreciate what they have. And this reflects Port Blakely exactly. They care about people. They build teams. They are a sustainable company, and they care.
The vision that evolved is a sustainable urban village where people can live, work, and play today and well into the future.
And urban village really connoted a couple things. One is the village, which is people interacting, and you're not just in your car driving from here to there, you're seeing people, you're walking. And the second is urban, which has to do with a mix of uses.
And the idea was to trade backyards that people typically have in suburban communities for an open space of this kind. So instead of having a large backyard, you have just a huge common park instead. Kids got to know each other, parents come with kids, parents get to know each other, they bring their dogs, they get to know each other, and they felt safer in this neighborhood because of that.
Over the years, literally dozens and dozens of people worked to create a new kind of community. Today, Issaquah Highlands is recognized as one of the most innovative master-planned communities in the country and the first, largest built green community in the Northwest.
And I think we've come to a point where people really like the idea of living in or near a community which is walkable, which is environmentally responsible, and is frankly just a pleasure to live in, because there is a real sense of community here among the people who've chosen to move here or to locate their businesses here.
We adopted to what Port Blakely's standards set for us to achieve, which was definitely greener than what the standard homes were being built at that time, and Port Blakely was maybe ahead of its time.
More than a store.
Nearly 20 years later, the community continues to grow. Regency Centers recently opened Grand Ridge Plaza, a new shopping district that includes retail and entertainment amenities within walking distance of many residents. Looking back, the progress and change have been amazing.
And our perspective was we're going to be here 20, 30, 40 years, and so we want to make sure that at the end of that we're really proud of what we've done. But by its nature, that means that you have to adapt along the way.
What we didn't know is whether it would really be accepted on the ground. The biggest question was, could we do it given all the regulations? And secondly, would people accept it in a suburban location? And the only way to find out was to do phase one.
Like all the neighborhoods in the community, Phase 1 started with a park, which was surrounded by a mix of homes and lived workspaces, allowing residents to sit, explore, and experience this new community. And in 1998, the first residents made Issaquah Highlands their new home.
I think there was a real excitement. I think they all felt they were part of something special, that they were like pioneers. And they felt they were doing something that was really different and really important, and it was good for them and their family, but they really thought that they were doing something special.
With dedication to sustainability, the community also embraces diversity on several levels.
We've got the biggest variety of housing types that you can imagine.
And each neighborhood has its own personality of design and construction, as well as people in different stages of their lives.
What we love about Issaquah Highlands is it really encourages that involvement and that connection and that diversity with something larger than yourself.
Well, I mean, I think it was very much, the foundation for that was laid by, you know, the vision of the company and the vision that the company had. Also the community organization. I mean, all those things were part of building that community.
Highlands Council is responsible for the social kind of fabric of the community, and there's many things that they do. One is that we plan and carry out community festivals like Highlands Day and Green Halloween.
And the place to connect? The centerpiece for the Highlands Council, Blakely Hall.
Port Blakely built Blakely Hall and deeded it to Highlands Council to serve as a community center for the Issaquah Highlands community.
The heart of the community beats with the spirit of volunteerism, engagement, and stewardship.
There was a lot of ways for people to get involved over the years, and so you got to meet your neighbors and actually get involved with them and do projects together and have fun times. And so you just become a group over the years.
The ideal of working where you live and play is alive in the community, in part due to the advanced fiber optic network that connects homes and businesses.
Having worked from home before moving here and knowing that I was going to be working from home, it was really important to me to have really robust connection to the internet. And so hearing that we had fiber optic to the houses was something that was a draw for me.
That was a significant element, I think, in our decision to go here.
streets being in, infrastructure around electronics, around communication, really everything ready to go just to build the building made it pretty compelling for us.
The opening of the retail district enhances the urban village intention, complete with its pedestrian-friendly design, open pavilions, shops, restaurants, and entertainment.
Very exciting time. You know, it's so much work's gone into this by everybody. You know, Port Blakely, Regency, the city, the contractors. You know, everybody's put in a lot of time, and the retailing community is real excited about it.
So this win-win-win-win imperative that we gave the people doing it meant doing real estate in quite a different way. That long-term vision, because the goal is for the people who are going to live there long-term. You pass on something that's better after you've handled it than it was when you got it, for the happiness and good use of other people. We're a family company that works building legacies.
There is a sense of pride that shines from residents, Port Blakely employees, home builders, merchants, and the thousands of people who contributed to building community.
So they led and they risked being the leaders. But I think, as I tell people, it is the risk takers that change the world. Those are the people that for some reason have a sense that they can do something extraordinary, and this community is extraordinary.
My greatest hope is that there is the strong sense of community that I see now continues, but also that it expands. There's always a core group of people in this community that have been really engaged since the beginning and all the way through.
The ideal of live, work, play is flourishing at Issaquah Highlands. Thank you for turning a vision into reality.
Issaquah Highlands to me means family.
I would say neighbors.
Community.
I love the original vision of live, work, and play.
Community. And my whole family lives here.
Well, I think it's because we're all connected.
Village, I guess, is the word that I think of.
Well, for me, it means walkable.
It was exciting. It was constantly changing. It was very much a growing experience.
Community. Building a place for people is about where you live and where you find your home and how you connect with others. And that's what Issaquah Highlands is to me.
I would say it's a real sense of community and family.
Community has been used quite a lot tonight. Vision has been used quite a lot tonight. But I think I would say relationship.
I would say there have to be two words, and that's real and genuine.
This was a very innovative, forward-thinking model.
Unforgettable.
It's so exciting.
It is the culmination of everybody's big ideas coming together and total success.